BBL slay queens of Lagos. With just one spray, the world worshipped them. The charm gave them everything. Money, fame, power, and men at their feet, including governors, senators, both young and old billionaires. The charms open every door for wealth, until one night, it opened the wrong one. Before we dive into today's story, kindly hit that subscribe button and make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our interesting stories. Here, we tell deep, gripping African stories, from chilling folktales to hidden truths and real-life lessons wrapped in mystery. And when you're done watching this one, feel free to check out other thrilling tales waiting for you on our channel. In a small village in Anambra, for young girls, Adana, Adorgo, Ifunanya, and Uju finished their university education. They were poor. Their families were farmers and traders. Their parents sold wrappers, yams, and palm oil just to train them. They were close friends. Very close. People in the village called them the Four Beans, because they were always together. After school, the government posted them to Lagos for their NYSC. They moved to Lagos, and when they arrived, they didn't know anyone in the city. They started their youth service together, and the four of them shared one small room on the mainland. Their clothes were old. They cooked with a kerosene stove and shared one mattress. Serving Nigeria was not easy. The 33,000 Nigerian nairas from NYSC disappeared before it arrived. Transport was high. Food was high. Lagos was fast. Everything was fast. After NYSC, things got worse. No job. No help. No money. Reality slapped them. Soon, they started flexing, roaming nightlife spots, hoping to find men who would spend on them. They try not to look like their problem. Some nights were dry. Other nights, they returned with small goodies. The streets wasn't smiling at anyone. For men in Lagos, it's give and take. One Saturday afternoon, they went to a club in Lekki just to see life and take a break from their struggles. That's when they saw the happening babes of Lagos. For other girls sat quietly in glowing skin, long nails, expensive hair, with designers. Men rushed these girls. Billionaires. Married men. Young boys. Celebrities. The girls sat at the best tables, got drinks served like water, all eyes were on them. These girls were the Lagos queens. Adana, Adorgo, Ifunanya, and Uju felt left out. They sat down at the back watching from behind. Adana and her friends went to them after the club. They followed them outside. They begged. "Please," Ifunanya said. "Tell us your secret. We are tired of suffering. All the men were all around you girls." The Lagos girls kept a straight face, they weren't smiling. They acted weird, but at the end one of them broke the silence. It was strange, but she gave them an address and said, "Go to this village. Look for Mama Akwu. Tell her the BBL girls sent you." 2 weeks later, Ezin and her friends traveled to the place. They walked into the thick village and saw the small hut. Inside was an old woman with red eyes. Her skin was dry. Her voice was deep. "You want power?" she asked, as though she already knew they were coming. "Yes," they answered. The old woman took them to another hut, brought out a small bottle of perfume and gave it to them. "This is not ordinary perfume," she said. "Spray it once. Men will not resist you. But one rule, do not feed your family from the money you make. If your family eats your money, your charm will die and so will you." It felt weird at first, but without hesitation they agreed. She gave them 4 bottles. Back to their base, things changed fast. They sprayed the perfume. Men chased them like flies. Big men. Oil tycoons. Politicians. Married men. Senators. Boys sent them 1 million Nigerian nairas just for replying to a message. They did BBL. They moved to Ikoyi. They owned houses, cars, and the latest iPhones. They traveled to Dubai and London. Lagos girls envied them. Girls on Instagram copied them. But nobody knew their secret. And as they enjoyed themselves, their families back home suffered. Their father struggles to provide. Their mothers work in people's farms to fend for the family. Their siblings dropped out of school. They became cold. "No one must touch our money," Uju said. "That's the rule." They continued enjoying their lives. Flexing, sleeping around with big men. Wore expensive jewelry, bags, and clothes. They didn't stick to one man. They hung out with both young and old. They cashed out in dollars, went on expensive trips, and these men did as they wanted. They were beautiful, curvy, sexy, and irresistible. They went to big clubs to party. They met new men. The more they slept with them, the more their wealth increased. They were not only admired by men, but women. Senators' wives who were lesbian had something to do with them. The girls didn't mind, as long as the money was coming. These politicians' wives gave them huge money and bought them anything they wanted. One night, they met 4 young men at a club in Lekki. Tall, dark, rich. Very rich. The men bought them expensive drinks, whispered sweet things. They invited the girls to a house party on Banana Island, and also told them the color of outfits for the party was red. When they got home, Adorgo had a strange feeling. That night she said to her friends, "My spirit is not okay with this party. I don't think we should go." "Forget that thing," Adana said. "It's just a mere feeling." That night, Adorgo's mother in the village had a dream. She saw blood. She saw her daughter lying cold in the dark. She called her. Adorgo looked at her phone and hissed. This woman again. Always calling at the wrong time. She didn't pick. These girls didn't know the party was a trap. A night that marked the end of the road for them. The girls arrived at Banana Island. The house was quiet. No music. No other people. Just the 4 men. Tai sat with them, while the men stood behind. Adorgo suddenly felt a strange energy. Her spirit was troubled, but she chose to shove it away. The doors were shut. "What's happening?" Ifunanya muttered. The lights went off. Then came red candles. The Dibia entered with a calabash in his hand. "Blood of Jesus!" Uju screamed. "Your time has come," one of the guys said. "We give women pleasure. They give us power." The girls screamed. They begged, cried, but it was too late. They first took Adana into a room. The door closed. Silence. The girls trembled in fear, crying, but no one heard them. Then Uju was next. Followed by Adorgo, who her mother had tried to warn, but she didn't listen. They never came out. Ifunanya was already praying and trembling in fear. Out of fear, she urinated on her body. "Merciful God, if only you could save me from this," she muttered as tears streamed down her cheeks. When it was her turn, the Dibia paused. "No," he said. "Hold on. This one carries fire. Her blood is not pure. I sense a strange energy. If we kill her," he said, "a lot of things will scatter. Take her away from here immediately," he ordered the men. But the men refused to let her go just like that. They knew she had seen their faces, and if they let her go, she would cast them. Instead of killing her like others, they made her run mad. Ifunanya ran mad that night, screaming on the streets of Lagos. People who knew her rushed her, recognized her, and took her back to her village. When Ifunanya reached the village, her mother cried. Her beautiful daughter, who left home sane, returned mad. She took her to church. They prayed and fasted for weeks, from weeks to months. One night during prayers, the power of God hit her. Ifunanya screamed and collapsed. When she woke up, she was no longer mad. She remembered everything. Her friends were no more. She told her friends' parents that their daughter was no more. Adorgo's mother couldn't bear it. Adorgo was her only child of her old age, so the old woman died from the shock. Ifunanya sat under the village mango tree early morning, reflecting over her life, mistakes, and regrets. She advised young girls in the village. "Not everything you see online is real," she says. "Some things come with blood. The Lagos slay queens you see today, living large, are not ordinary. The houses, big cars, and travels do not come from their own sweat." Some young girls out there still wonder, why do men rush some girls and give them millions? But they don't know. They don't know what some perfumes are made of. Every light you see shining may be burning blood behind it. Be careful what you ask for. Not all roads to wealth are clean. And never joke prayers. God is indeed merciful, and I'm a testament to that. I was unworthy, but I called on him and he looked past my sin and showed me mercy. She concluded.